Alright, before I get started, I want to give all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Bashem, Yahweh. Alright, double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule and teach the way. And Shalom, Wakasal, Michael, which means peace and mercy to the elect. Throughout the four corners wherever it may be. Alright, I'm the brother Mark from the Master Chief that's Cleveland, coming back at you with another video. Lord willing to be edifying. And just doing a quick in transit, man, it was something on my spirit, just wanted to speak about it. And I'll title the lesson, it's very important. Hopefully you can hear me too. I'm driving this work truck. But it's very important, all right, that you find the balance in this truth, man. All right, and the reason why I bring that up is because of a precept that comes to mind when I was thinking about the lesson, and so I get in, my phone died. So my other phone just died, so I can't even grab the precept. But I'll just quote it. All you have to do is just go to Proverbs 11:1, where it says, "A false balance is an abomination unto the Lord." All right, and obviously, whatever, man, scriptures like that, man, you think about, you should be applying balance to everything you do in your life, man. All right, whether, and this goes on all aspects, whether, you can be working too much, like your job, working too much overtime, you can be working out too much, you can be doing too much folly. Hell, you can even be reading too much, man. And I know that sounds crazy, but, another scripture that came to mind I was thinking about, which I'm going to quote, it's in the book of Ecclesiastes, the 7th chapter, I believe, around the 16 or 17 verse, maybe 15 verse, but it says, "Be not over righteous much, watch it out, destroys thyself," man. All right, because you have to understand, man, we coming out of a wicked, kingdom that put spirits on us, man. All right, and a lot of us was in this world, hearkening to this world, living the ways of this world according to the customs and lifestyles. All right, some brothers for 20 years, some brothers 30 years, or whenever the Lord woke you up. All right, so you have X amount of years on you when you was in the world, and then you have X amount of years on you once the Lord woke you up and you started to walk that straight and narrow, that right path. All right, but more than likely, majority of us, a vast majority of us, the number of years that we were in the world, it outweighs the number of years we were in the truth. All right, so you have more of this world's influence and mindset, on your spirit, versus more of years and the ways of the Lord upon you. Just due to, like I said, the environment we grew up in. And Lord willing, I'm gonna do another lesson too, going to the Hellenization, or the Hellenists. The Hellenists, you know what I'm saying? That almost in every captivity, man, we were Hellenized, man. All right, Hellenization is synonymous, or coined. That phrase was pretty much coined during the Greek Empire. But all it goes into is pretty much us detaching from our power and following the ways of the heathens, the customs, mannerisms of the heathens. All right. But really, Hellenization happened in damn near every captivity that we're in. You know what I mean? There was always a handful of Jakes, or a majority of Jakes, that didn't know who they were, had to come back. You know what I mean? And shake off the old man and put on, put on those glorious robes, as the scriptures say, man. Cast upon thee a double garment. But nonetheless, I say all that to say, you have to learn balance, bro. You cannot be too far righteous, meaning if you see a person that's that lives a LGBT lifestyle, you're trying to put him or her, you know what I mean? You want them to go back to the spiritual world by actually taking action. Like, you can't do that. Or a situation where you have a daughter that's a whore and you stone her to death, you know what I mean? Or if you have a rebellious son and you take his ass off the earth, like, no, That's what I mean by that. That's what the scripture talking about. We can't be over righteous much, man, because you're gonna destroy yourself trying to keep the ways of the Lord. You know what I mean? Because like I said, you wake up to your Israelite, you reading your scriptures. You know what I'm saying? You watching the videos of the apostles, elders, and brethren. And you reading the scriptures. The scriptures say you should do this. You know what I mean? When this situation arises, and you should do that. When this situation arises, oh, if this person is acting like this should happen. Yeah, you know what I mean? And rightfully so. You know what I mean? And that's said the Lord. That's how it's supposed to be, and that's how it will be. You know what I mean? In the kingdom, we're gonna follow the laws to a T. But on this side, bro, you know what I mean? We have to take into consideration we're not sovereign, and then two, this is not our kingdom. You know what I mean? Like the Lord said, this is my kingdom, my servants will fight. We have to wait upon the Lord, man. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's just all there is to it, man. You live a regular, you know what I mean, life where you're not doing too much. And you know what I'm saying? And, you know, you just pretty much go to work. You might go to the gym, this, that, and the third, and you might have a wife and children. You just try to live accordingly without doing too much. You know what I'm saying? This is making sense. Because, you know, you got a situation where brothers come into the truth or sisters come into the truth, and they be what we consider OR. You know what I mean? Like I said, I read the scripture, be not over righteous much. You know, bros call it OR, being OR. You being over righteous, man. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, or even certain things about the Shabbat, the Sabbath. You know what I'm saying? Like, to be 100 with you, there's situations where, like, there's a must where you have to work, or you have to do something to take care of this, and hey, X, Y, Z, you got to move around in Babylon. But then there's situations where it might not necessarily be that. You know what I'm saying? But not to go too deep into it, man. You should, all in all, bro, just apply the balance. If you don't get nothing from this lesson, the balance, man. Balance must be applied in our daily life, man. All right, and then also when you read that Ecclesiastes, when I quoted the be not over righteous much, when you read the following verse, all right, it's gonna say, it also says be not over wicked much, or roughly paraphrasing, be not wicked over much, man. All right, because you can't use, all right, that excuse. You know what I'm saying? Well, the scripture say don't be not over righteous much. Yeah, but read the next verse, bro. You know what I mean? You can't be over wicked much neither. Meaning you don't overindulge into the flesh, into the folly, and then taking the Lord's grace period as a time to just do whatever the hell you want because we're in this grace period, or because you know you being unbalanced, man. Like nah, so that's the whole thing, man. All right, or another scripture that comes to mind. A scripture talk about he that coming to me must hate a father and mother and so forth and so on. And look, the Lord. Do you really think the Lord meant that you should like genuinely hate your parents? Like, no, man. The Lord, He's a perfect balance, man. And the Lord Himself He understood the law to a T, man. That's going against the 10 Commandments, man. You know what I'm saying? It's good somebody you should, you know, love thy father and thy mother, bro. And you know what I'm saying? And with that love, man, it's a certain way you're going to behave, you know what I mean, and conduct yourself around them, man. So it's just all about applying balance, man. Really just reading in between the lines, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Some of this stuff, it don't require a rocket science to figure it out. All it requires is the spirit to dwell with you, man. And the spirit to work on your mind and your spirit and understand, you know, how to maneuver through this life. Because I get it. You know what I mean? Like I said, we living in a wicked society. You know, you want this place to go down. But at the same time, bro, it's like, man. At the same time, you like, bro, that we're not here to be judge, you know, even though we are judges, but we're not here to be like judge, jury, and executioner. We're not here to make the actual judgment call, bro. We will in the kingdom to come, but right now, man, just, you know what I mean, you pretty much just teaching. You let the Lord do what He do, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, man, you're going to find yourself in a pickle. If you being OR, you doing too much, you're going to find yourself crashing out, or you're going to find yourself, or could possibly find yourself in jail because you're trying to apply the ancient ways to a modern society. You know what I'm saying? To a wicked, not only modern, but a wicked society at that, man. Like, nah, you got to follow the ways to the best, follow the laws and commandments to the best of your abilities. And then, you know, pray that the Lord have mercy upon you, man. You know what I'm saying? So, Don't be OR, and at the same time, don't be too much left field and being wicked, man. All right, you have to apply a righteous balance, man. So, hey, man, I praise edifying time and give all praise and glory and honor unto Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Bashem, God, Kadash. I give honor to our apostle Israel, Millstone, and Shalom.